There are names that feel permanent, names that seem immune to time, but permanence is an illusion. What really lasts is silence. There was a time when Rob Reiner's name opened doors without knocking. His run of films from the mid-80s to the early 90s, This Is Spinal Tap, The Sure Thing, Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, it wasn't just a hot streak. It was a cultural redefinition. He crafted stories that became part of our collective language. But the world has a short memory. Now the door is still there, but no one is pushing it. The invitations stopped coming. The phone calls slowed to a trickle, then stopped. This isn't about a fall from grace. It's about something far more subtle and far more terrifying. It's the silence that comes before the end. Legacy does not disappear. It rots, slowly, quietly, from the inside. Rob Reiner shaped emotions before emotions were monetized. He told stories before stories were optimized for algorithms. His films didn't scream for your attention. They waited, patiently, and people leaned in. They listened. Because the quiet moments were where the truth lived. In the pause before a confession. In the shared glance across a crowded room, but the world no longer leans in. It scrolls past. Attention is no longer earned, it's ambushed. The modern landscape demands noise, speed, and constant stimulation. Nuance is a liability. Subtlety is a death sentence. Reiner's brand of thoughtful, human-centric storytelling feels like a relic from a different geological era. His work was built on the foundation of shared human experience, but the ground beneath that foundation has fractured. Power is loud when it's young. It announces its arrival. But real power, the kind that endures, grows quiet. It doesn't need to shout. Its presence is felt, not heard, and quiet power scares people. Because it cannot be measured in likes, shares, or box office returns. It exists in the cultural bedrock, a force that shapes without making a sound. Rob Reiner didn't fall from a great height. He remained standing while the ground moved beneath him. The industry, the audience, the very language of cinema, it all shifted. And to those who measure worth by emotion, by the constant churn of new projects and trending topics, stillness looks like death. His refusal to chase trends, to compromise his voice for the sake of relevance, became a quiet act of defiance. But in a world obsessed with movement, standing still is the same as being left behind. He wasn't defeated. He was simply made irrelevant by the changing tides. The crowd does not hate old icons. It forgets them. And forgetting is a colder, more absolute judgment than hate. Hate at least acknowledges presence. Forgetting is erasure. New voices arrived. Louder, brighter, shorter. They spoke in memes and viral clips, a language engineered for rapid consumption and equally rapid disposal. They spoke faster than reflection could survive. And the crowd followed the sound, not the substance. It's a natural migration, a flock turning towards a new sun. Rob Reiner stayed human in an era that rewards performance. His films were about people, messy and complicated and real. Today, we reward avatars, personas curated for maximum engagement. That choice, the choice to remain tethered to an older form of humanity, has consequences. The consequence is solitude. The consequence is watching the parade march on, leaving you on the sidewalk with nothing but your own integrity for company. Imagine being alive but discussed only in the past tense. Imagine still breathing while your relevance is cataloged, archived, and stored away in a digital mausoleum. Rob Reiner still exists. He directs, he acts, he speaks out. But existence without attention feels like walking through a dense fog where no one ever looks up. You can shout, but the sound is swallowed by the mist. This is not death. This is something worse. This is being outlived by your own work. His films are immortal. When Harry Met Sally will be discovered by new lovers for generations. Stand By Me will continue to define the ache of lost youth. But the man who made them has become a ghost, haunting his own masterpieces. People celebrate the creation while the creator fades from view, a paradox that is the unique cruelty of artistic success. At some point, a person stops being a person. They become a reference, a footnote in a Wikipedia article. A remember when. Rob Reiner is no longer asked what he thinks about the future of cinema. He is asked what the past was like. He is treated like a time capsule, a conduit to a bygone era. That is the precise moment an icon becomes mortal. The moment you become the custodian of your own history is the moment your future has been declared over. You are no longer a participant. You are a monument, and monuments are built for the dead. The uncomfortable truth is not that legends die. The truth is that the world moves on while they are still here. And that creates a tension, a strange, silent dissonance that no one wants to talk about. Because it reminds us, all of us, that this will happen to everyone. It will happen to the YouTubers you watch today, the musicians you stream, the actors you admire. It will happen to you. The spotlight has a finite battery life. One day, your name will be spoken softly, then rarely, then never. What remains won't be your opinions. It won't be your visibility, your follower count, or your relevance score. What remains is whether something you made, something you did, something you built, still breathes when you are no longer heard. Rob Reiner made things that still breathe. The laughter, the tears, the truth, they are still here. And silence has not erased them. It has only made them clearer for those willing to listen. If you're watching this, still here in the quiet, still thinking, you are not late. You are not early. You are one of the ones still here. Thank you for listening.